I don't remember what happened last time.
Yeah, what the hell happened is the question.
Well, we. Oh,
Are we allowed to start talking about it?
Yeah.
Whoop!
do I have your permission?
Thanks, DM.
We uh got pancakes. Was that last session? Or was that the session? That was a
I
session
thought that was
before.
the session before, yeah.
You're going to get a 2-session recap right now. No, we had. Oh God, I completely remember. We were at the memorial for Stan, and we. It was all going along. Fennec had directed his supreme production of Stan's "This Is Stan's Life." When we had discovered that some of the cultists, the cult of the Way, had infiltrated the memorial and started trying to manipulate people to tear open another one of these rifts, these holes into another plane of existence where horrible things would emerge. However, we were savvy, we were quick. We got that dagger. Yeah, we did. And we stopped the DM's plan. Sorry, the Way's plans.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I had a whole map prepared.
But feeling awful that we discovered that who they were using as a sacrifice or to like bear their own blood or something to open this portal was just a young sort of teenage boy, I think sort of 18, 19, who unfortunately fell in the conflict. And we took him to house. Oh, which is the house that does the?
I think it's
Not Miranda. Kenneth?
No, Kenneth produces things.
Yeah.
It was House Galanda.
Galanda, to try and bring them back, but unfortunately the soul did not want to return to the body, which kind of gives us the impression that maybe they'd had a pretty shit life and they are somewhere better now. What else? Oh, and then we got back to the Sparrow, and good old Dixon, Professor Ashgrave, Alden Dorian, and Harris.
Either one is fine for him.
Harass the Harris. We're all there trying to figure out what's going on. We chatted to some of them, but we decided a lot had happened that day, and we just wanted to get them out of our house. But then as we were shepherding them out the door, we opened the door to discover a sea of black and green as the dark lanterns, not the green lanterns, the dark lanterns had showed up at our doorstep.
I believe also you did want to retcon it a little bit and have a word with Ashgrave.
I did want to have a chat with Ashgrave.
So I think on this still very rainy evening in Sharn, we can cut to that scene inside the Sparrow, possibly as Stan and Fennec are kind of ushering everybody out or towards the door. You pull Ashgrave aside.
Professor,
Yes. Okay.
I wanted to ask you about the excursions that have been taking place out into Covert, specifically one going out far west. Do you know the one I speak of?
Well, there's been many, of course. People are always coming and going with various business. Morgrave is an institution, really.
That it is. I think you know the one that I refer to of. Given my affiliations with some of the other staff, the trip to Panama.
Yes, I understand you have some prior relations with Dell.
Yes. And what is there any news?
Well, I really shouldn't be telling somebody outside the university about this, but considering how the evening has been for everybody, I'm afraid no, there's been no news. Dell's mission was one of discretion. She was meant to procure something for the university, and our fear is that she was caught by the Fae. Dreaming Fae projections, really, that live in that place. They can be quite a difficult challenge.
And I assume that you will be sending a rescue party? Someone to rescue them?
It is currently, that order is to be given by Master himself, but
But not has been given.
not as of yet. I really, she kind of walks forward a little.
I'll put my hand on her shoulder. Professor, you're telling me that members of the university have been sent off into a very dangerous place. They have been reported to have been spirited away somewhere, and no one is going to go and rescue them. They are being left out there to die. Is that what you're saying?
I'm sure that the decision to send another party into clear peril is not an easy decision to be made for the Master, and I think the hesitation comes from that aspect. I'm sure good hearts will prevail, and we will find a way to Dell at some point.
Why is it that the university wants these things, these relics?
Well, I can only speak my part, which is academic interest, of course. I'm only interested in providing my students with the complete knowledge and to arm them for the future. If another war should break out, if something else should attack, these artifacts give me that opportunity to provide for them.
I see. One more thing. Perhaps two, but did Dell choose to go on this mission, or was she ordered?
Well, that's...
Please.
This is the job that he has chosen.
Well, hopefully she will be rescued soon and not be left out there to die by the university. Well, I hope the rest of your evening goes well, and hopefully I hope you have a nice evening.
Well, I'm sorry for my hesitance, but you must understand that I am in a precarious position.
What
Speaking,
position?
well, all this information shouldn't really leave the university grounds as such. But I've seen you at work. I've seen you wielding the arcane, and I've always considered you a confident and a capable wizard with a good heart, good head on his shoulders. And I am trying to help, but I can't.
No, I used to be a much more skilled wizard, but unfortunately I was attacked. Not too far from here, on a bridge. Not too far from where I now reside. Some thugs, arcane thugs, came out of nowhere and took my spellbook. Can you believe? You must understand how heart-wrenching that is.
She looks, distraught, knowing what a losing of a spellbook is to a wizard. That must have set you back many. If there's anything I can do to help, providing scrolls, perhaps, or anything.
Can I do an insight check to see?
An insight check.
It's pretty good for her.
15. With the 15, yeah, the read comes off as accurate. She doesn't seem to be surprised, or like she's surprised by this. She is acting distraught, and there doesn't seem to be an ulterior motive that you can tell.
Do you know what, Professor? That is so kind of you. That would be absolutely wonderful. Would I be able to perhaps pop by tomorrow to the university?
I think
anything. You understand? I've managed to get out what little that was still knocking around in my head, but much is missing. If you could help me fill in the gaps through the library, perhaps we could go together.
Yes, I think so. Just send me word of what it is you require first, and I can see if I can procure this.
Thank you. I shall. I will send you something in the morning.
As you walk to the door and open it, this is the point where you see about 12 dark lanterns standing in the rain, staring towards you. One of them, a gnome, steps forward, kind of medium height, pale complexion. You see that he carries with him a set of maces, each one having like a sapphire on the hilt. Long silver hair tied up. He kind of walks forward, glances at you, adjusts his kind of rectangular glasses with a silver rim. Guznik and Sons?
Yes. Can we help?
My name is Captain Talion.
Talion.
You have been summoned to Rote, and I've been asked to escort you.
I will turn to Dixon and the like, and I will say, thank you for seeking safety here after such a harrowing experience this evening. We, Goosenecks and Sons, are glad that we could help and make sure that we could keep this area of the city safe for all its people. Please, we have other matters to attend to. Good night.
Dixon nods and kind of finishes the cigar that he's been smoking, and you see him just literally chomp it down. And he goes, "Are you sure you don't need any help? Do you want us to come with you?"
No, that is fine. Thank you.
Fine. Dixon leaves. Everybody else kind of awkwardly shuffles out as well.
I'm going to say, Captain,
Yes.
I will summon the rest of the sons. Bear with us a moment. 10-4, and I'll just turn around, slam the door. Fennec!
Yes.
Stan! I've fucking forgotten your other name. I'm I'll just sort of call you all down.
Yes.
So, Raya. Yes, I remember now.
Yes, your colleague Raya. Yes.
Yes, sorry. So, Dark Lanterns outside, a few of them would summon us.
Really?
Take us to the road.
That seems about right, though, doesn't it? I mean, you've got the way opening veins. You've got memorials going on. You got, end of world shit progressing. That makes sense. That really checks out for me.
Okay. It's not about.
What do they want?
They want to take us to road. They're just outside. Do you want to speak to them? I think I might. Yeah. Okay. And I'll just open the door for you.
Hi, Fennec. Don't have the last name. How you going?
Fine. We're just waiting. And
What
he
for?
kind of pulls the rain off his silver hair and kind of rubs his spectacles clean.
Oh, he's interested in me. I won't say that aloud. Yeah, sorry, what was your name? Silver Fox?
My rank is captain, and my name's Talion.
Captain, I used to be a captain. Talion. That's a beautiful name. Where'd you get it from?
Can we move? Are you ready to go?
You're absolutely fine to go wherever you want to go, good sir, but I'm afraid you're going to have to state your business before you get anything out of me.
Well, the king is expecting to see you this evening.
What king?
The king of Breland.
Who's the king of Breland?
I guess you'll find out this evening.
Well, of course I can't accept the request or attendance of anybody whose name I don't know. But if you want to come in, we've got some cognac.
You don't know the name of the Brelish king.
You would be surprised how little I know about the world I'm in.
I'm gonna tug on Fennec.
Who is it?
So King of England.
What's the king's name? I didn't know we had a king.
Do I know what the King of Breland's called?
Yeah, King Boronel.
Boronel, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
King Boronel.
Boronel.
Okay. Do I know anything about King Boronel?
Make a history check.
Gladly. Natural ones, here we come. Oh, I was going to do a charisma saving throw.
Could be all staffed at some point, I feel.
Oh, not so bad. 14.
With a 14, he is a very loved king, very beloved. He is... basically, he wasn't expected to be the king until his father perished suddenly in the morning. And suddenly he had to kind of become the king. He is in his 60s at this point. He is generally known to kind of be a more active, warlike, hunting, joyous, kind of hedonistic almost king, rather than taking care of politics or diplomacy, really. Leaving that more for the parliament. So this kind of popular, yet a little bit useless figure, I suppose.
Intriguing. I'm interested. Now I'm going to reach towards the name of the person who I've forgotten, who I complimented them on their name. And I'm just going to reach towards their silver hair and I'm going to act like I'm plucking out a little leaf or something. Just lean in real close and smile warmly. And
He immediately jumps back. The moment you move your hand, suddenly he just is not where he was standing before.
That's a little jittery of you, isn't it? There was just something in your hair. Must be the rain. Gets everywhere. There are all types of intimidation in the world. Now I'd like to do an insight check if I'm liked or not. One moment.
And we shall wait.
Do you like me? Turn off camera.
A very shy Fennec runs off.
In the meantime, I'm just gonna leaning over to Raya. Just going, Do you know? Is this normal? Do you usually get summonings by kings?
No, we had a prince pop round once, but that
Just
was
pop
quite
round.
unusual.
Just
Yeah,
popping in for a chat and a biscuit.
Just to not drink our cognac.
Huh.
Um,
Huh.
this is interesting.
Yeah.
It could be good though. Maybe.
Yeah,
Fennec, make an insight check.
sure thing, bud. Hey.
Oh.
With a 20, Captain Talion just stands in the rain and stares at you. You notice that one hand is kind of on the, kind of holding his mace, and you can see that he is actually really squeezing it. You can see that he is holding back anger with everything he's got. You get a sense that he has given very strict orders to be nice with you, and this is his nice, and that's the most polite he can get with people.
Don't worry, honey, I don't bite. I think you'll find you're warm to me in time. Although not if you're going to continue to stand in the rain like that. And then I'm going to go back inside and leave the door open.
I'm gonna
Follow me.
As he walks past us, I go like, he's gotten awful flirty recently.
Isn't it better than depressed though?
What did you say to him upstairs?
No, that's. Would you like to come in, sir? And all the rest of you, obviously. Very welcome.
The train leaves in about an hour, so I really feel you should get ready, and we can meet you in the station. I will leave some of my guards here.
Why so sudden? Will we be returning back to Shan tomorrow?
That is the plan, unless you want to change the plan. The king wants to see you tonight. I understand that he has something for you.
Is it you, honey? I crawl from the other room.
I'm gonna close the door. How do we know that? What proof do you have of who you say you are? Why should we trust you?
You are absolutely welcome to dispel or read us in any way that you wish to.
Hold on.
Oh, I could do a quick zone of
Ah,
flying.
Zone of truth.
Truth.
If I hit the zone of truth, I'm coming back outside. It's my favorite time. Zone of truth. Okay.
Would that be all right?
Yes, let's get this done with.
Door creaks open.
Sure. It does take 10 minutes though, so I'll get going.
But you're fine to stand in the rain, aren't you, Captain?
We can do.
He is
something
avoiding
fine.
looking at you.
It's my raw sexuality. It turns some people off.
Where has horny Fennec come from? Please, Captain, it's this way. Hit inside.
He follows.
As Raya is casting the spell, I am also going to ritually cast Detect Magic.
With Detect Magic, you get a sense of enchantment magic from the maces, from the two maces, as well as from the spectacles that he is wearing. Other than that, nothing.
Okay.
I will get down with.
Mm-hmm.
Does it require anything to do? No, I think I just point at the floor with my finger and then tracing a large circle and just muttering under my breath. strange prayers about the importance of telling the truth, and then slowly fades up in a little golden circle around him.
Yeah, he will automatically fail the check for this. Okay, are we done? Ask your questions.
What is your name?
Captain.
Sorry. This is not. I got very excited.
My name is Captain Talion Hellier Tonen.
What do you think about us? Tell the truth now.
I think you are capable soldiers.
Which one of us are you most attracted to?
No.
Just because someone's in the circle doesn't mean they have to answer a question as well.
What are you doing?
Fennec, I'm going to go meet a king.
Yeah, okay. What does the king want with us? There you go. Classic Fennec. Fennec PM. You're welcome.
Looking to a brothel later. They must be going to broach or something.
I'm not going to pay for sex.
I don't know what you want right now. You're confusing me a lot.
I'm sorry. I'm just living my life.
Okay,
now
I'm
answer the
sorry.
question.
The king wants to talk to you. I am not privy to his moods or feelings. I am not entirely sure.
What do you think of the king?
He is my king.
That's true. Very good object permanence right there. But how do you think he does as a ruler of the people?
I think he is loved.
Very diplomatic. Anyone else want to go?
Are we coming with you as prisoners or as guests?
You can, of course, refuse the king, upon which I will leave.
You did not answer my question. If we come with you, are we coming as prisoners or guests?
If you come with me, you're guests of the king.
And when we arrive, will we remain guests?
I do not know.
Is there ill intent from the king, from yourselves, from Breland towards us?
I do not think so. Not necessarily. After everything's been cleared up, we understand your place in things, what happened on the train.
Nick, can I? Are you a part of the way?
No.
But you know about the way.
We know about them.
How do you feel about them?
They represent a national security threat.
And a man called Ivan? Ivan Forius? Have you ever met him?
No.
But you've heard of him.
No, of course.
What have you heard?
That he represents a threat to national security.
What nature of threat?
Deadly.
Is that the view of the king, too, as far as you know?
As far as I know, the king is less interested in the day-to-day aspects of the nation. I am sure his advisors in rote have briefed him on this threat.
Hmm.
Who are his advisors? I mean, maybe you don't have to go through all the names, but are there any in particular that would have briefed him on that threat?
Well, his brother, obviously. leads the King's Citadel Guard and many of the different branches. The Prime Minister as well.
There's a prime minister?
Yes.
What's his name? Assuming.
I have to look that up quickly. So I don't have that specifically. Weirdly enough, I don't have that in my head. The name of the Prime Minister. Oh, there you go. Lord Rucken Erclan. Claren, excuse me.
And he was put in office through voting?
Well, through the Parliament. The Parliament chose him to lead them.
And who chose the Parliament?
I suggest we move on to more pertinent questions. Democracy is a complicated subject. I'm sure you can learn this on your own.
What a nice long sentence that was.
When will we be returning to Shan?
I presume you would want to stay in the palace for the night. There's no lightning rails trains coming back, so
Do you want to stay overnight?
No, everything going according to plan. I would think you would be back by Sharn in Sharn by morning.
Okay. And hypothetically speaking, do you deal with thefts and attempted murder?
I feel like you have something specific in mind. It falls under my general purview, yes?
If I knew someone powerful made an attempt on my life and stole something very important that belonged to me, but that person was in a position of not authority but of status within an institution, what help could you give me to get it back?
If this falls under criminal activity in Sharn, then I can certainly help you with that.
Criminal being theft, attempted murder, no matter by whom, and now I know I have physical and we have used other means to gather evidence of its location and who it is with. You would be able to help.
Listen, there's a lot of scum on these streets, and I'll do my best to bring them to light.
And if it wasn't in the streets, but in the towers?
Give me what you have.
All right. I am happy to come with you, and I would like to discuss this with you further. I do not want to do anything rash myself, and if you can aid me doing things correctly, I would like that.
I understand. I think we're all interested in the same thing. You are the saviors of Sharn, after all.
I'm just an intern.
Actually, I'm the intern.
Oh.
So you...
Right, I have gone up in the rank, yes. Fenix, our captain, so I'd be below captain, and Rai would be below captain.
Right.
What would that be?
Right.
Constable?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know, if we catch this train with you, will you tell us about your childhood?
No.
do you have any hobbies?
A few.
What are they?
Various.
Like what?
Different kinds.
Like different kinds of killing people or different kinds of like badminton?
He kind of slowly steps out of the cone. I believe
highlight of his day. I say mentally too. In blood.
him.
What do you say?
I'm pretty sure I was the highlight of his day.
I believe we're done here. I expect to see you on the train.
So
I
demand.
will leave 2 of my guards here.
What are their names?
Not important.
I guess I'll ask them.
Turns around and leaves.
I'll miss you.
The door closes. You definitely, as he leaves, you hear the lightest of kind of snickering. Somebody giggling a little bit, and very quickly they're shut up by Captain Talion going, "Quiet!" As he kind of walks past everybody.
Well, looks like we're going to Rote
Meet the king.
tonight in like a few hours.
Yeah. I thought they might be about to arrest us or something.
I was scared that that was going to happen also. This is another thing that is to tick off the list, but maybe this one is quite immediate that we can get done quite quickly. And by the sounds of it, they might be able to help me procure my book back from the university without us having to. Well, I don't want to assume, but I need to go and get it.
Yeah, and you know what? I need to have a rest.
Well, we
Like
could.
a little sit down? Or
Yeah. A little sit down.
maybe on the
On
train?
the train?
Can't remember how long it takes to get to Rote.
I believe it was like... I don't remember exactly. I think it was like 6 hours. It was quite a long time.
So, I mean, they were talking about not missing the train. We probably don't want to annoy the king.
If we go now, we could start kind of resting and maybe get a full rest.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Just
They better
going to-
person first class. Sorry, what were you saying, Ryan?
No, we're just going to meet the king. That's So, yeah, that's
Yep.
just the standard.
And it's.
The
Are you looking what
day.
day it is?
Saturday.
It's Fantasy Saturday.
A standard feet of vault.
Yeah. Every
1984 YK.
You say out loud.
Yeah. I am an almanac. What can I say?
It's good to place yourself sometimes, just to. So yeah, you have an hour. Are we time skipping this? Are you doing a short rest during this time?
Is there a way that we can, between like maybe getting on a sky coach to the station, getting to the train early, get a full rest in? 6-hour kip on the train.
Yeah, I think that's doable. Like going all out, getting a luxury Uber, getting there early, and getting kind of situated. And as you arrive to the terminal district, to the station itself, to the House Orion district, the train station, you realize very quickly that you have been put into a not only a first class cabins, but basically an entirely kind of luxurious carriage that's probably meant for heads of state or kind of diplomatic parties and such. So it is quite a luxurious journey overall. So I would say that, yeah, I will allow the kind of 7-hour long rest. So yeah, go ahead and take your long rests.
This
Pick your
carriage is
spells.
amazing.
Yeah, it's all right, you know.
Have you been in a train like this before?
Oh, you know, I've been in a lot of very prestigious locations, trains included. I've been into some trains, but you know,
I've been into some trains. I've been to prestigious places. Trains.
Maybe this is the one journey where we don't end it by jumping out the window of the
Oh
train.
my god, this might be the first time we've been on a train and that hasn't happened.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak too soon, but
We're definitely going to be jumping out of this train now.
So is this I should prepare for the fall?
Well, I have said the
If you're getting in a
beforehand, so
train.
you don't have to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
through my dragon mark.
Yeah, but overall, in your kind of luxurious lodgings, gently rocking back and forth on the tracks, watching the Brelish countryside whip past you, it's very peaceful. You're literally on the last train, so there's not a lot of people on the train either. You do notice that there are 5 Dark Lantern guards, kind of 2 at each end of the carriage, always guarding, not necessarily jailing you in any way, but more kind of just providing an escort. Captain Talion also shows up, quickly looks that everything is fine with the security, and retreats.
When Captain Talion is there, I'm going to take shape water coming out of my water skin, and I'm going to shape it from water into ice, a beautiful rose, and I'm going to levitate it and offer it to him.
And he turns his back to you and exits the carriage.
Oh.
And I'm going to transfigure that into a heart made of ice, and then I'm going to let that drop to the ground and smash to a million pieces. And I'm going to be like, is someone going to clean this up?
That is
I fancy after all. Sit back down.
so dramatic. But I am quite impressed.
All
You know
right.
me, used to class.
All right. Do we want to take a break for you to pick your spells, or do we want to keep going?
Actually, boringly, a break would be great. I've just put on a load of washing and I would love to take it out.
There we go. Let's
Let's
go to break.
Might have also been me. I did log on briefly.
Oh, that could be. All right, we're back. So, if there's nothing else, you complete your long rests. The train arrives glides into the great walled city of Rote. You kind of immediately see the Dagger River in the middle. You see the island, the man-made island that's built into the middle of the city, and in the middle of the river, where the palace is. But yeah, you come off the train. Your escorts, your guards, walk you down the dark midnight streets of Rhodes towards Broken Blade Castle, which is the royal residence.
Are we with Captain Talion?
Captain Talion would be there, yes. He's leading the group at this point.
Strange to be in another big city like this. I've only really known Shan and a few other little towns that we have stopped by. I forgot the palace was even here.
I didn't know we had a king, so.
Do you like working for the king, Captain?
I do.
He might just be saying that because he works for the king. I realized that after I said it.
It's no time for another zone of truth.
Good idea, Riley.
Shall it stop for 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. What?
The way I look at it, I fight for the things that the shopkeeper in his bed has never heard of. I remove threats before the town mayor even knows about it, or the saviors of Shurn even get a sense of it. I make bad things go away, and that's what I'm good at. So I like being good at my job.
How are you with vanquishing your own bad things? You know what I mean?
Fine.
Yeah? You feel like you have a sense of control, not only of the world around you, but of your own emotional self?
I suggest we speed up. We don't want the king to be waiting.
Okay. You're the only one who has to live with yourself.
With that,
So many friends.
with that, you start you make your way towards the Broken Blade Castle, the royal residence. You see it kind of rise from the middle of the river, the Howling River. On the island, you see the two bridges that connect to the south bank. You see the streets kind of climbing a steep hill, and at the end of the tall gate, you see the high stone walls. From kind of history books, cursory knowledge known to all, you would know that there's a legend about this place, that the castle itself takes its name from Galafar's conquest. That at one point he broke his sword, his blade, in the battle, but managed to win anyway. So the castle became named as Broken Blade Castle. And it's said that the blade still remains in the walls of the fortress that he built for this occasion. Walking in, the great gates open, obviously. You are walking through the large hallways at this point. It's all quite empty, clearly being nighttime. There's no court around, nobody to whisper gossip or kind of announce your arrival, but nonetheless you walk into the Great Hall, which is a massive chamber decorated in a kind of a rustic style, I would say. You see open hearths everywhere, log-framed ceilings, walls, and you see the king's throne as well. This massive stone and wood chair, and on it you see what looks to be really just the bear of a man, kind of still wearing his armor strangely. You see, let me just see. Yeah, kind of a barrel-chested. You see a pronounced scar on his left eye. He's wearing red-tinted greaves and gauntlets in full armor as you walk in, currently kind of tapping away at his pipe onto the edge of the throne itself, and you see there's a lot of half-burnt tobacco there on the side. He's been smoking for a while, and you walk in. There's guards in the shadows, the dark lanterns, but other than that, it's just you and the king. And as you approach, he kind of lifts his hand and just waves you in. And as you walk closer, he looks at all of you, quite a sharp glare, and goes, "Hot damn! What an honor to see you in face to face. I've heard so many goddamn stories about you guys, and girls, of course, whatever."
Yes, Your Majesty. Bow.
Oh, yeah, sure. Do the bowing and let's get that done.
All right. She gets down on one knee and bows her head. Stands, probably will curtsy.
I will hold out my hand. Nice to meet you.
What's your AC, Finnick?
I feel like let me just look it up because I have a armor.
Mm-hmm.
16.
16. You feel a sharp pain kind of at the back of your just at your joints, and you get a sense the captain of the Dark Lanterns has just kind of punched you into your knee so that you would fall onto the knees. I mean, you can just try and stay up.
I'm just going to turn around as I go down on one knee, and I'm going to wink at him, and then I'm going to say, "If you wanted to touch me, darling, all you had to do was ask."
You just hear,
Okay.
The king kind of nods to, yes, get up. Do you want anything? A beer? Pipe? Anybody want a pipe?
A pipe of what?
Anything. Tobacco. I'm doing a cherry one.
A what? Cherry tobacco?
That
nice. Sounds lovely. I'll have some cherry tobacco.
Okay, let's do it. And kind of looks around, and immediately you see a couple of people running in, holding 3 pipes, handing them off to you, even if you didn't ask for them.
How do you smoke pipes?
How big is the pipe?
This is a Gandalf pipe.
Let me just get you a picture of King Bornell as one of the pipe. There it is. It's in the chat.
You weird human, you.
There he is.
And he kind of.
It's not Finnick.
What? Sorry?
Huh? Nothing.
You're right, though. You're not wrong. Anyway.
He settles back onto his chair, lounging really, and looks at all of you. Well, I just kind of wanted to meet y'all and get to know you, maybe form some alliances, friendships. You've saved Sharn, obviously. I read all about that in those goddamn reports my ministers give me.
It is a honor to be here to be in your room that you are in with you. Thank you.
Great. So anyway, what I was kind of heading towards, really, is that I feel like you're tied to this land. You're tied to the great nation of Breland. And I think we all want the same thing, right? Tell me, all of you, what do Gooseneck and Sons want?
To toil the land of a beetroot farm in peace.
Okay. Next.
It's like an old school musical producer caricature. Into it.
Well, I hope I do not speak falsely amongst my comrades, but there are many things that we want. The main thing for the land is to stop these portals, to stop the way, to stop Ivan. But there are other matters that we wish to attend to as well. People we care about have gone missing. Something very important of mine has been stolen. And there may be some turbulence within one of the houses which we wish to investigate.
Well, I feel like somebody should throw a couple more logs in the hearth. I feel like a bunch of degrees colder. But anyway, let's move on. Next.
I mean, I think we'd all like to live in a just and fair and safe as much as possible world where everyone's free to live their life as much as they would like, as long as they don't harm anyone else, I would say.
As you speak, midway, you hear just this growl come from the back of the throne, and you watch as this massive, as big as a bear, this mage-bred tiger, kind of mix of white and orange, walks forward and lazily kind of slumps down in front of the throne. So, what I'm hearing basically is that you want what I want, which is peace.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it depends whose peace we're talking about.
Peace for fucking everybody, really. Like, God. Everybody.
Even the name of the country that I don't remember, Drum. There we go.
Okay, let me rephrase it. Peace for all the nations currently existing on Corvair. Anyway, I want to form a bond, to form an alliance. I think it's mutually beneficial. Have you on retinue, almost.
You want me to join your retinue?
In a way, I suppose. I would pay you, grant you certain things, access to things that you have not had before or have been turned away from. Diplomatic immunity, obviously. For a couple of peace-loving people, I think we could do a lot of good in the world.
And what would we have to do in return?
Take the knee. Vow. A vow for an allegiance to me.
I thought by virtue of living in this country, we had already done that to a certain extent.
Well,
What do you need our allegiance? What's happening? Are you broken? You've stopped talking. this deliberate?
He's just staring at you.
What I think Fennec is referring to.
Always got to translate me, don't you, Inkblot?
Well, he's not responding to what you just said.
Fair enough. Go on.
No, fine. If you want to,
No.
No. Well, to be honest, I was just going to make it up as I think what I think is you are the king. There is a certain amount of knee bending we are already doing. We are already in rulership underneath you and the parliament. And under that banner, Breelin is a relatively peaceful place. Sure, there are many underbellies. We have seen such of the like in Shan, and I have been told by my friends here of the worms and other things. I think the fear is there are things. Obviously, we want to bring peace. Ivan Forius being one of the main sticklers of that. But there are also people who have fallen by the wayside, things that we need and want and wish to help that may fall out of the realm of our legions. What we are worried about is if that, Fennec, please interrupt me, but if we would not want this allegiance to get in the way of doing those things.
You do the same things you've been already doing. You would just do it under my name, You'd be officially representing me. You would be the king's my eyes, my hand.
Your hand, you say? But also, then what's the difference in your point?
Fennec, you remind me of my own son. Strangely enough.
Yeah, and you remind me of my father.
My youngest, AR.
What? Why are you holding your head? What's wrong? What about that was strange?
Nothing. It was just carry on. Invisibility. No.
My youngest, AR, once had this strange notion with this beast over here, and points to the tiger. He couldn't stop poking the beast with his little wooden sword until one day, the tiger mauled him.
Okay, so he's dead?
No, he survived. He cried a lot and learned a lot of lessons, I feel.
Okay, what lessons do you think he learned?
Don't fuck with me.
With you? You're not a trouble.
Well, in a way. All right, let's. I think it's time to make.
Sorry, that's a metaphor, a parable. A parable. A parable.
A parable.
Can I meet your son?
I'm very close to asking you to leave. You specifically.
I feel like I'm super delightful. Why would you do that? Also, I mean, if I leave, we all leave. I don't know if you know this, but I'm the head of Gooseneck and Sons. A touch eccentric, some have said, but we get the job done. And if you do want to get into bed with us, per se, you do have to deal with the flavor of who we are.
I'm going to wink at Captain Tullian at that point.
Yes, Inkblot!
For Fennec's benefit.
I think we're going to play this a little bit differently. I'm going to bring out a guest of mine. And after you see who he is, I want you to be quiet for a change.
For a chain?
I think
you say that?
No, I won't say that. But also, I am going to say, now we see what's really up with this dude.
Again, kind of a wordless signal it kind of spreads through the hall, and you hear door opening and closing. And you see another dark lantern holding up a figure and kind of pulling them into the light. And you see shackled, kind of handcuffed, slightly kind of slumped over a gray-haired figure without his glasses this time. You see Ivan Forius, just escorted by one single lantern. You're interested in him, obviously, I feel like. Yeah, that much is obvious. We all are. We can play ball here. You could interrogate this person. But you would be doing this as an official member of my citadel. That's a good deal.
I want verification. Right now. And I'm sure she starts pulling out a spell book.
Mm-hmm.
And she starts opening her book. And she'll use her ritual ability so she can cast the ritual as an action, and I will cast Detect Magic.
Let me just 1 second. Point of interest. So, with Detect Magic, you do get a sense of something deep inside this figure. A sense of necromantic energy kind of coursing through him. At times, it almost seems to kind of disconnect the constant flow, like as if blood pumping through him, this necrotic energy. And then suddenly it's kind of disrupted and you see just a blank space, like where half of his arm, as if it's cut off from the necrotic energy. And then it restarts again.
Wait, say that one more time? Sorry.
It's like kind of Superman vision of seeing the blood course through. And then suddenly, okay, you're focusing on the blood, the necrotic energy, on the hand. And then the hand cuts off. Everything else keeps going, the necrotic energy across the body. But then one part of the hand, as if like stopped, that energy stopped, the magic stopped there, and then restarts again. You see it kind of near the heart. You see it just like constantly kind of. Oh, that's a shocked goddamn silence. Lovely.
He's not an illusion.
No.
Telepathically, I'm going to speak to Ivan and be like, Ivan, is that you?
Ivan kind of looks up. Make an insight check.
Okay. This is going to be like the minor chord version. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da.
With a 14, he looks like Ivan does. The mannerisms are there. He seems kind of drunk, loose, like kind of half, like not like he kind of heard what you said, but also his eyes are unfocused. And you're pretty sure you just spotted him kind of burping.
What have you drugged him with?
We didn't drug him. We just picked him up like this.
How do you know it's really him and not some sort of duplication? Or he's a powerful man.
No, he's flesh and bone, and it's not an illusion or anything.
But I could turn you right now into a frog, or a mammoth, or I could turn myself into another person. There is magical ways around all of this. strange, powerful magic could have done this thing, especially for someone who is opening portals to a twisted dark dimension, dark plane.
Look, I'll be honest, there's not a lot of stuff that we know about this Ivan Forius, right? He's really kind of aggravatingly, and Talion can tell you all about this, aggravatingly slippery fellow. So I'm not really sure how powerful he really is. We know that he carries some kind of an artifact or something. Anyway, or carried really, because he's, goddamn, he's here. Like, you can talk to him. Just, let's make this formal. It's gonna work out for everybody in this room if we do this.
Excuse me, Your Majesty. Can we just circle back? You found him like this. Could you maybe explain how you found him and where?
Look, I've dealt with businessmen before. The dragon-marked houses are difficult to do business with. I'm not gonna let you be privy to much more information. If you want to talk to him, interrogate him, you're more than welcome to do so, okay? Let's just say that we captured him.
Okay. It's more that at least because I believe him to be such a powerful man, I'm worried.
I'll knight you, right? I'll knight you. Like, that's... There's still a bunch of titles left over from, veterans. I mean, veterans went and got a bunch of them, but there's a lot of them that are still kind of unaccounted for, and I'm sure nobody would really mind if they get shifted around a little bit. I mean, people would mind, obviously, but, who cares?
Have you not tried to talk to him yet? You must be worried about him.
I haven't specifically talked to him, no. He seems really antsy at this point. Not from nerves or anything, he just seems a little bit bored.
I don't understand, to be quite frank with you. Why is Ivan Forius drunk on the streets instead of out there destroying the world with the power of the way behind him? Did I drop out?
He slipped up, It happens to us. I mean, I've gotten into trouble, believe it. My son, I told you, got his face mauled off by a tiger. People poke tigers with wooden swords. I mean, and they're princes. They should know better.
Can I get a quick... Can I insight check the king? And just, is there anything...
How dare you? Yes, of course.
Is it just as it appears on the surface? Mm-hmm. Which... Does that count as somebody trying to guess if he lies or he's lying or not? Do I get advantage? Or not?
I would say no. You don't get an advantage on this. He isn't necessarily... Yeah. With an 11, he just... Yeah, like I said, he looks bored. He wants to, you get a sense that he has decided that he wants you on his side. And that, you're toys to him a little bit. Or he doesn't really... He just wants to make a quick deal and go to bed, is the general sense.
Would we maybe be allowed to have a quick conversation between ourselves, Your Majesty?
And at this point, you hear Talion step forward. And kind of steps forward to go talk to the king, actually. Asks to approach. And they whisper something, and the king seems quite annoyed by this. Fine. A quick talk, I suppose. But then really we should discuss the deal, the terms, right?
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Talion will show you a room. Talion takes you. You
I give
hear
a look instead of
Ivan
making the joke. I'm like willing with my face.
You hear Ivan Forius kind of being forced to shuffle and walk behind you. You're shown into a kind of probably a diplomatic kind of meeting room and sat down. Talion is there. The guard remains there. Ivan Forius is across the desk or the table from you. You all sit down opposite him. He kind of slumps forward, puts his hands on his handcuffed hands on the table, kind of rubs his eyes.
I will sit opposite him or near him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tap my brooch of my gem of seeing, just to give myself true sight for an hour.
Mm-hmm. With true sight, you don't pick up anything other than what you see.
I lean forward and I want to look at his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Do I see anything strange about them?
Yeah, up to you. Medicine or investigation.
Oh, investigation.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, 29. Nice. Yeah, so with the 29, I would say that you spot, this is a Sherlock Holmesian moment where you kind of trace this dude's whereabouts possibly. You do see that he has quite a lot of like what seems to be coal, kind of dark coal underneath his nails, almost as if he's been working with the material. The fingers themselves are kind of nicotine stained as well, a little bit. There's a strange kind of, as you look towards at the very top where his kind of sleeve is, more like here, kind of. You see there's like a faint line, almost like a crack in porcelain kind of running across.
I'm going to lean over to that point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to reach out a hand, looking at... Is the captain with us?
The captain's there.
Just reaching out a hand, just getting the captain's approval.
Yeah, the captain is observing this very kind of... almost as if wanting to see what happens more than anything. And you get a sense that he's wanting to see how this plays out.
Okay. I'm going to...
As you reach forward, Ivan immediately kind of pushes back and goes, "What the hell are you doing?" God, I've got such a hangover.
You have a scar on your shoulder. I was making sure that it was all right.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I'm just going to look and kind of see, I think, what's going on in Inkbot's head, as if this arm is separate, is like this has been stitched together. If this is two different things being put together, it's kind of what I'm kind of looking, and then sort of maybe run my finger across it and just see if I get any sense of it or any hint towards that or anything else.
As you do this, Ivan takes his right arm and kind of pulls on it and goes like, "I can make this easier for you if you want to take a look," and pulls out his arm. There's just this almost like a cartoony, fleshy substance. You see bone inside as well. Like he just pulls off his arm as if from a kind of a doll and holds it in his left hand. And kind of, there's just a stump. Yeah, freak show, ain't it? Crazy. Puts it back.
Have you already... And puts it back into place and just...
Yep. The scar remains, but it's as if, he moves it around.
And only on this arm?
No, I've got a bunch of other places.
And you've always been able to do this?
The 5 years of what I remember of my life, yeah. Although it's gotten more and more harder to get stuff back. over the years.
Funny. What have you been doing for the last 5 years?
It's just like mining jobs that sort of people don't want to take, and I do that. It's just a bunch of stuff, really. Whatever's too dangerous. I was in a circus for a while.
What
Whatever.
circus?
It was called Tivoli.
Probably. And where were these mining jobs?
Well, I started out in Drom.
Where was your last one? Do you remember? Seems like you have been mining recently. There seems to be some coal ash under your fingernails.
Let me just check this. He says. Well, I was posted near the Black Caps. That was my most recent job. But been in Drom for most of the time. You look. You're looking at me as if I'm supposed to be doing something.
Do you know why you were arrested? Brought here?
Beats me. I like what I thought. I thought Breland was free, a free country where a man could do what he pleases. I had a bit of drink, yes, but no harm, no foul. Everybody gets a little bit rowdy sometimes.
I find it strange, you go out, you have a couple of drinks, get a bit rowdy, but you get brought before the king. Why would that be?
Well, they thought they knew me. They kept calling me Ivan, which is sure enough, that's my name, but...
Huh.
Anyway, could I get... Hauskalanda has those little tablets. He kind of looks towards the captain at this point, who nods and points towards the guard who leaves and comes back a moment later with basically fantasy aspirin.
I'll stand up and I'll go to my colleague and I'll say, I don't know what he has done or who this is, but this is not the Ivan that we know. This is something different, something strange. Either he has his whole past, we should get the lanterns to go to the Trivoli circus, to the Black Caps. Find out what people know about him.
The captain nods and kind of quietly talks to you at this point. And goes, there's a couple of things we have identified about Ivan for you. Number one, that he died many years ago, obviously.
Many years ago.
Number two is that he had a very specific birthmark on his shoulder that was identified in the documents of the dead. And this Ivan shares them. As far as we've been able to make sense of it, he seems to be Ivan Furious.
But surely there's part of you that you must realize that in this state, whatever state this is, he is not the same man.
That much is clear, but I felt it was necessary for you three to see this person.
Sorry, Raya.
Do you know where he was found?
But as he has said over interrogations and interviews, his earliest memory is 5 years ago, waking up in a jailhouse in Drom in the Great Crag, having no idea how he got there.
Well, that takes care of that. I guess we should go on holiday.
We need to find out where he has been. We need to find out. We saw Ivan recently, a week or so ago, perhaps a little bit more, at the manor house. We need to find out what he was doing this Ivan was doing at that time. That will let us know that they are, in fact, different people. And perhaps the Ivan who we have been seeing is not really Ivan, is someone else, and is using this dead man's visage. Visage? Nicki Minaj.
There's one more point I should share. Through various channels, we've learned that the nation of Karnath has apparently also come across a similar figure, calling himself Ivan, similar birthmark. But apparently he is quite a successful fishmonger. Yeah, just something. This is the oddest case I've had.
So just to be clear, this has been picked up recently, that reports of this have been on the rise.
Well, people, I'm sure Karnath as well, have been taking the way more serious every day.
Okay, so this is a pretty clear ploy then on behalf of Ivan. This is a pretty open and shut case. Ivan in some way transfigured or conjured these versions or changed the appearances to smokescreen what he was really doing and make it so that local authorities couldn't exactly organize to track him down. So false leads, as we get more clarity on the man himself.
Your theories are sound. We've got many. When it comes to the king, I did want to say there are ways of dealing with him. One of them is to lukewarmly agree to a deal, wait until his mood passes, try to avoid him at the parties later. Don't sign anything if you don't want to.
It's good advice, yeah.
Yes,
Stays very much between all of us.
Yeah, fair enough.
Are you done with...
Could I ask one more question? It probably won't mean anything. Have you ever heard of a figure called Mordain?
Let's see.
Ella, remind me who Mordain is.
So, I don't know why I was doing Stan's accent. Can't help it. It's something that Arave said to us after we had the run-in with Ivan's daughter, and it came up after the portal had been opened under the water in Sharak Kol. They mentioned the figure of Mordain.
Okay.
But it was recently Arave who said something about how connected to Ivan, Mordain, or maybe them.
I think it was something that she said that you have to talk about this person, and then stuff happened, and she left, and then it was never followed up on. But I've heard of the name. if I remember correctly, in the heat of the Silver Crusade, I think the Flame did some sort of battle with this figure. But this was a long time ago. 873, I want to say. Thereabouts.
And do you know anything about how that figure presented themselves? What kind of threat they were?
You would have to talk to the Flame about this. It's quite far. That outing, I think, was on the very edge of Drawam, near the Shadow Marches. It's quite far from Breland. It doesn't really matter to us. We tend to stay and work in the nation.
Okay, thank you, though. That's much more than I knew, so that's really helpful.
All right, are we done?
I think so. So, game plan. Go. Agree to an alliance of a kind. Do not sign anything. We do need to. I wish to return Shan in the morning.
We have some loose ends to tie up, don't we?
We really need to get to the morning.
We do.
I say we go tomorrow evening, maybe.
Do you think there's a way that we could persuade the king to get us to the morning? Because, you know, his parents did die in the morning. If someone was going to be sympathetic about the situation and want to know more about what's happening there, it would be the king.
Yes. Yes, good idea. Captain, do you think that's something that could happen if we were to form this alliance?
I'll be honest, it's very difficult to predict anything with the king.
I see.
Well, let's give it a go.
All right, you walk back out. As you exit the room and walk back into the Great Hall.
As we exit the room, sorry. I just turn back to Ivan, and I'm just going to flash the dagger at him. The dagger from...
Make an insight check. No response. You're not even sure if he really spotted it. It was very fast. He might have. But yeah, you walk back into the Great Hall. And you find, kind of quietly arguing with the king, a very tall, thin man dressed in a kind of a black jacket, quite, fair or expensive clothes, really. Kind of dark grey hair, pulled back as well, and quite long. Very sharp features. And you see he is wearing a monocle as well. And he turns to you as you approach and quietly steps to the right-hand side of the king and stands there. As you walk into frame, the king perks up and goes, "Fantastic! All right, everything's set. I'll get the papers, right? How we feeling?"
Well, before all that, we've realized something. We've realized that where we really need to be and what we really need to be doing and what you probably really care about. I didn't think I led into this very well, but here we go. We're here now. is the morning. Now, I don't know if you know this about me, but I used to be a Marine on Kraken Bay. I know you wouldn't think to look at me, but I had my own boat. That was before the morning.
Wait, Do we need like popcorn or something? We're going that way back. Like seriously. Okay,
Well,
go
I
ahead.
think if you want popcorn, you are the king. So
I could actually go for a little bit of popcorn. Okay.
yeah, get the king some popcorn.
And you see him kind of rucking, and the rucking figure who's on the right hand side kind of nods, walks off a little bit, and then whispers to somebody else, who then runs off and brings popcorn.
Enough for all of us. Okay. Yeah. So and then the morning struck, and everybody I had grown to love as family and worked alongside died right before my eyes. And I woke up amongst their bodies floating in the middle of Kraken Bay as the mist rolled off the waterfront. And that's when I started to develop some unusual, strange magics which I've used to this day for the betterment of Sharn. Now.
And Breland.
And Breland. I forgot the name of the country.
I prefer a sword.
I used to use a sword. I have one right here. And I also have my blade. I am military trained. Anyway, instead of knowing the names of things, let's just keep going. Okay. So I've always been curious. No, not curious. I've always been driven, inflamed by the need to understand what happened to my fellow in arms, to my family, to all I had known. They died in the morning, and I lived, and I've always struggled to understand that. And I know for a fact that there are mysteries in the morning related to the same magics that are disturbing the balance of the world, which are bringing on the age of worms. There are many secrets trapped in the morning, and one of the gates that Ivan Forius wanted to open was deep in there. Now, our plan was to go there as soon as possible, and having this conversation with you and seeing this Ivan Forius, this diversionary version of him, it's so clear to me more than ever that we need to head to the morning, and we should be working together. And towards that, it would be wonderful if you could get us there in a ship as soon as possible so we could do this hard work of finding out what's going on and report back to you about the morning.
We'll add it to the deal. It's fine. It's fine. Easily done.
Maybe this could be like a probationary period for both of us so we understand what it's like to work together.
That is not a bad idea. It means if for any reason that you do not like us, you can get rid of us. We would no longer be in this alliance. It would be beneficial to you, I think.
I don't want any kind of slippery stuff happening, you know? I've got enough snakes in the parliament. And you see, as kind of he mentions this, Lord Ruckin frowns again. And I would say at this point, you would put two and two together that Lord Ruckin is the Prime Minister who is kind of dealing with this. You would have heard the name.
I'm going to say, so you're saying, hand on your heart, you know for a fact that you want to be tied to us, to me, in a binding contract right now. That's truly what you want.
I don't get the tone at all. That's like literally the point I've been trying to kind of get across all this time.
I'm just saying, you didn't seem super keen earlier. This is like what I said. There needs to be a trial of us working together. We are particular personalities, and Your Highness, you are the biggest, most important personality of this land. Do you really want to risk jumping into a contract with people who, it's safe to say, you're not huge fans of?
Make a persuasion check.
With advantage?
No.
Threaten the king. Threaten the king.
Ori's there as well.
Okay.
By the
She's
way.
on your shoulder.
Yeah, she's always there, you know, hanging out. Okay, what's that? Oh, that's pretty decent. I probably don't need to add to that. Or do I? I am going to add my saving face. 3 more points, 21.
21. You get a sense that the king is still hesitant, but very kind of alertly again, Lord Ruckin seems to have been listening to you, and he kind of steps forward gently towards the throne and goes, my king, I feel that this is a larger picture type stuff that Mr. Fennec here is talking about. I think we can iron out the details, leave it to us. I can have the deal to you, well, this evening. Well, actually not this evening, but next week, I presume. There should be more than enough time.
And then our people can review it, and then we'll get back to you.
And the king's like, really wanted to get this done tonight.
What's the difference? We're heading to the morning anyway. We'll be doing whatever you want.
Okay, agreed on one condition.
What is it?
There's something I want for Metrel. The city of Metrel.
Where's that?
That's the old capital of Galifar. The largest city in Mournland.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Go on.
If you bring it back to me, we can have a deal.
Okay, so you will be giving us a ship to get to the Mournland then?
Ruckin again. We have a fleet available. I feel it wouldn't be below His Majesty to provide us. Fine. Yes. God. Anything. To shut you up. Lord Ruckin turns to you. It seems we have a deal.
Thank you, Your Majesty. It'll be a great honor working with you.
Your Honor, let's bow and leave, I say in my head.
As you turn to leave, just like a slug, Lord Ruckin kind of slides over to the king, and they start talking. The king angrily munching on his popcorn. Captain shows you out onto the city streets.
Please take us to our
sleeping in
ship.
the palace.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I would say at the hall,
Excuse me?
when the doors close, it's up to you whether you want to stay in the residence and the central island, or do you want to find your own lodgings?
I think we want to leave for the morning, Asa.
I think perhaps we could head back to Shan. I know there's I have one very quick thing I'd like to do. And then we leave today. This evening.
He persuades and he grifts and he...
This is a conversation. I'm not telling you what we have to do. I'm just asking.
I need to go to the bathroom, P.S. So I'm going to go do that.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
Bam.
And we're back. So, standing on, I'd say the kind of the bridge, one of the bridge streets leading back. You've decided not to stay in the king's residence for the night.
I'm gonna. We need to go back to Shan before we carry on. I know you need to go to the moorland, but I need that book.
Berbet dies for your book. I'll never forgive you.
That's not fair.
I think it is, actually.
I will make this as quick as possible then. And I'm going to pull out some chalk out of my satchel, and in a little awning where the rain doesn't hit, I'm going to spend a minute and I'm going to draw a large circle, and I'm going to fill it in with various sigils. I'm taking us back to Shan right now.
Wait, does the sigil go to the university?
No. It'll take us to the, what is it called? It has a name. Matthias! It'll take us back to Shan.
Okay.
To the teleportation sigils there.
You mean the kind of the House Orion one that you? Or...
I think that is. It's the one that I've got. I think that's the one I've got. Oh no, it's at the university.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I think that
it is at the university
because it would make sense that you know.
I know the university
one.
It's at the university.
So where are we? I mean, are we just going for the book?
I know they have it.
Now.
Walk in, demand it back.
Sure, teleport in.
Teleport in, take it.
And go straight to the morning.
And then go to the morning. Does that work for you, Fennec?
Rock on.
Okay. Have we been left alone by this point? Is Captain... I mean, I'm drawing a circle in the middle of the street. He's probably not here.
I was gonna go back to a little bit, like in terms of the ship, getting the ship to go to the morning. What was the arrangement made for this? The ship could meet you in Sharn, I guess. It could be en route.
Sean sounds good, thanks.
Mm-hmm. So you've kind of arranged that a ship would come there tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
To pick you up, to take you, I would say, to Salvation first, and then where you wish to go.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right.
The king wanted the city, so they told us, right?
So I would say that will be revealed. That wasn't the specific thing. I would say that the Prime Minister didn't necessarily know what the king wanted, but you will have a kind of a contact on the ship.
There used to be this great bagels shop on 8th Street, and I'd just like you to nip in and...
Popcorn. Special popcorn. But yeah, you're drawing the circle?
Drawing the circle. Everybody in.
All right.
I will step in.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of you jump in.
Stands on top of the sigil. I will cast... I don't know where my screen for Foundry has gone. Oh, there it is. I will cast Teleportation Circle.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'll cast it there. Oh, right on top of Mithril. That's fantastic. Straight to the university.
Mm-hmm. So, you would know that the Teleportation Circle comes out to Lareth Hall, which is the kind of faculty and administration offices building or tower. into kind of one of those rooms, this large kind of domed tower it is. But yeah, you jump in. Moment later, you kind of experience a little bit of vertigo, a little bit of nausea, and then you're standing in a stone room. The sigil beneath you kind of still smoking from the arcane effects shooting off. The room itself is very small. It literally only houses the sigil itself. There's a door that's closed in front of you, a wooden door.
Okay, I just open the door.
It is locked.
Therewith.
You say that in front of the door.
Yes, I do.
I mean, I can help if we want to, make a statement and push it down. I mean, maybe I can help. I don't know. Actually, people have lots of magic here, so.
I will. This door.
Mm-hmm.
Have I seen it before?
I mean, yeah, you've definitely been to this room because you know the sigil, but it's... So yeah, what lies beyond this would be a series of these types of rooms, many with their own sigils, many leading to different destinations, kind of a long hallway. Usually there's a guard or somebody keeping watch. In terms of going and coming, I would say that you've used the sigil before, but you've been kind of expected, and then somebody has been there to receive you.
I'm going to knock on the door.
Okay. The knock kind of echoes through what seems to be the entire university. And moments later you hear kind of confused steps and then a rushing run towards the door. And very quickly the door is opened. And you see in front of you kind of wearing Morgrave University robes. You see a small kind of brown leather backpack on his back. A fairly youngish looking elf, male, kind of blonde, looking at all of you and goes, "You're not on the schedule. I'm sorry."
Unfortunately, well, you will have to speak to Professor Ashgrave. She is expecting my company.
Okay, and you are?
I am Inkblot.
Okay.
I believe the master has something of mine that I wish to get back. So I need to speak to Professor Ashgrave or the master, whoever.
Ashgrave, then. One moment.
Thank you. We will follow.
Oh, no. One moment.
We will follow.
I'm contacting Ashgrave to see if you're expected.
Very good.
Very good. By the way, we're the saviors of Shan.
I've heard of you.
You're welcome.
He steps back for a moment. You see him casting a spell, listening to a response. Kind of nods to himself, a little bit surprised, and goes, "Right, well, follow me."
Thank you.
And kind of rushes off. You follow him through the university halls.
I'm going to reach behind me and I grab Raya's hand. And if she grabs my hand, she's going to feel it's so sweaty and it's really gross.
I'll give you a squeeze. You had a little squeeze.
All right. Yeah, so you know that you're at the very top of the Delenan Tower, where the office of the dean is, where the offices of all the kind of senior heads of the university would be as well. You go through the large hall, looking up, you see the the dome ceiling, the glass ceiling. You see the stars. You see the kind of the sky ships as well.
Would I know? So the room which Fennec saw the book in was like the like, look at all our artifacts we have. Do I know where that room is from here? Do I have a sense? Do I know in the university where that is?
So that would have actually been the dean's office.
Okay.
So the you've seen it once or twice. It basically has these artifacts lined in a row, ending with the dean's desk.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem. 1 second as I bring it up. I wasn't expecting this.
What do you mean? I get teleported to the university now. This is going to happen all of the time.
Just have to look at this thing. Where is it? Bring up my more grave stuff. All right. So, you walk through the main hall. You see the large panels of glass forming the dome that's overhead, kind of stretching over 100 feet high, decorated with stained glass depicting major moments in Corvair history. You see a spiral staircase in the center of the hall ascending to a room at the apex of the dome itself. You see rosewood reading tables, elegant seating spaced throughout the hall. You see curved bookcases following kind of the lines of the walls, filled with books. You kind of walk past a very stern-looking woman sitting at a table near the staircase, her nose deep in the book, kind of looking up angrily as you pass. Soon enough, you go up the stairs. You find yourself in a curved hallway. There's plush red carpet, again rosewood wainscoting on the walls, doors evenly spaced on one side. The other side has framed portraits of people wearing very serious expressions. You would know, Inkblot, that they are professors, each having kind of a plaque underneath their painting, giving their years of tenure. And you see Ashgrave as well. Ashgrave's portrait, and right kind of opposite, there's a door. Your guide knocks on it lightly and opens it, and you walk into a rather comfortable, kind of very academic, would be large office if it weren't full of scrolls and parchments and books and just very messy looking. And Ashgrave currently is trying to free up a third chair and is kind of putting stuff away. But looks up as you walk in, and kind of looks at the blonde guide as well and goes, thank you, Enil. I'll have a word with you later if you could just wait near the door. Thank you. And you all walk in, the door closes behind you. Ashgrave quickly walks opposite and... Well,
Professor.
I feel stress how strange of a situation I'm in. This puts me in even more of a delicate situation.
Of course, I understand. I need to speak to the master. He has something that belongs to me. I think you might know what it is. You are a very clever woman. I'm sure you've put two and two together.
You're speaking of the closed circle tome, yes?
My spell book.
Last I heard, it was blank. It was useless. There was not a magical enchantment on it. It was as useless as a drawing book.
Very good. Well, it can be passed back to me then.
Well, the book is obviously in the master's office, in his desk, where he keeps his most prized artifacts. The The master himself is... It is... way past midnight. He is not currently in the university.
Well, please. We are on urgent business. We have just met with... You remember the Dark Lanterns?
I do.
Yes, well, we have just gotten back from Rholt, from Brokelade Castle. We've just had a meeting with the king. We have urgent business, and I need my book back.
Do you want me to wake the master of Morgrave University?
You do not have to. If we can get into the office and take it, I would be happy to do so. Then we will be out of your hair.
What I think will happen is that I will try to contact the master. It will take me about an hour, in which time you're free to roam the hallways. I'm sure my friend Inul can show you where the office is as well.
So I'm gonna cross my arms. I'm just gonna just do it in a. Actually, you know what? First, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna roll up my sleeves. Just roll them up. To half here, my arms. So you see the good bulge of my arms. Do that slowly on both sides. I'm just gonna cross my arms. Then I'm just gonna stand behind Inkblot and look the most menacing I can. Full hobgoblin. So go ahead and do what you need to do.
As I was saying, you have free reign to do as you please. I'm sure you won't get into any trouble.
Or I'm gonna say to Ori, make some. How cute is Ori? Is Ori growling?
Up
gonna
to
just
you.
be cute? I'm gonna say, mentally, Ori, go land on Ashgrave, and try to bite her on the ear.
Okay. As the dragon flies towards the elderly woman who is trying to currently help you.
Don't hurt her. Don't hurt her.
And she kind of backs away, kind of almost falling off her chair. You kind of a couple of books scatter onto the floor.
Oh, Ori, stop. Sorry, Ori's so curious.
Thank you. Yes. Do I know where his office is?
Yeah, I would say yeah.
Is it close to here?
Yeah, it's up the stairs. It's very at the very top of the dome. I mean, you passed it by almost. It's another level up. It's almost like a penthouse kind of.
May I ask, Professor, just mild curiosity, the university has many wards, I am sure, but I assume his door is locked with simple lock and key, is that right?
The door itself, and I'm more than happy to satiate your kind of tourism questions.
Yes.
The door itself is very easy to open. Should not be a problem. The guardians in the office itself are something that could be more of a challenge, and of course the desk itself would probably be under some sort of an enchantment. I am not privy to the master's work, obviously. It's a private sanctum of a wizard.
And he doesn't... you must have been in there before. My Tom, I hate for you to have to go and wake him. I just want to make sure that it's going to be easy for him to procure when he comes from within the room.
His most recent findings are usually in the center drawer of the desk.
That makes sense. It's very methodical. Methodical.
But I warn you that the university does have ears, does listen. If when I say that you have at the most an hour to sightsee, then really stress that.
Very good. One last question, my dear confidant. You have a lot of scrolls here, a lot of interesting things. Perhaps may I browse? Looking for some scrolls to fill my blank spellbook with. Perhaps ones that nullify magical enchantments.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh.
With a 9.
Cool. No, that was.
Oh.
It should be I did perception, I think.
Sorry.
Do you want me so it would have been a 7. Or I can roll again.
No, 7 is fine.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's not going to be any higher anyway.
With a 7, she would say, well, I am hesitant, and I'm sorry that I can't help you further. I feel like I have helped you quite a lot.
Of course you have. Thank you very much for all of your help.
The spells can be traced to their creator. The form of the spell, you know this obviously, retains a signatura. So there's it would endanger me if my signature was found in the office.
I understand. Well, thank you very much for your help.
Yes, TikTok.
Well, we will see you in an hour.
Mm-hmm. You are shown out. You exit the hallway, I presume.
Yeah. I speak to the friend.
Innes, I think, was the guy.
Innes, I think the professor wanted to speak to you.
Oh, yes. Well, could you wait here, possibly? I'm not supposed to let anybody out of my sight.
Of course.
Walks into the office, closes the door.
We have an hour. I do not know if I can trust her or not. I'm going to lock in then.
Okay.
And I will take the spell scroll which I prepared, which was Arcane Lock.
All right.
And I will read the spell, and I'll take the bit of gold compartment that I need. I'll blow it across the lock.
Okay.
And it will seal. And I will I think I can put a caveat on it.
Mm-hmm.
That. Let me just double check. I think I can say it opens in an hour, or let me just double check.
Mm-hmm.
You're not such a password. Nope, I cannot, but I can give it a magic word, which I have one in my head.
Okay. Yeah, you do that. You see the sigils activate. The spell takes hold.
Mm-hmm. And I will just say 1 hour, and I will just to the door, through it, and then
All right. So as you rush past the hole again,
this way,
looking down now at the kind of the stern woman reading still, you go up the stairs again, and you find yourselves facing a large set of kind of double doors, large wooden doors, closed. There's lanterns or candles set to either side. There's again the plush red carpeting leading in, but it is closed and locked.
Okay. I can get us in. Well, I can get 2 of us in without having to tamper with the lock. But then, or it might be I might be to unlock it from the inside. But the wards inside, I have no ability to dispel them this day.
I have some ability. I mean, not as it'll be much less likely to work than yours.
Okay. That is something.
Yeah.
So you two go in and I'll wait here for you to unlock the door.
If it is unlockable from the inside, I am just worried. The guards, I do not know what she meant by those. I did not know she meant just sigils on his equipment or actual warriors inside, some sort of specters.
I mean, this would be a waste of. I am able to. I mean, I think we know the spellbook's in there, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Wait, it's in there.
Okay.
I could become a gas and go inside.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like me to do that?
Um,
Let's do that as a starting point. I'll be less useful in a fight, but I'm less likely to get hit by stuff, right? If I'm a gas.
and then you can bamf in if we need to.
Bamf?
Appear in, technical term, magical lingo.
Well, to open the door, I'll need to, but that's a good way to suss out, hey. I said, hey. Answer me.
I can go in.
As a gas?
I can teleport in now
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
with one of you.
I think if I go in as a gas first, that's a better idea.
I'm just aware that the out of game, I am aware that you only have 2 spell slots.
Oh.
So I'm wondering if I can preserve your spell slots if we need them. I could essentially teleport in with you or Raya. Then if there is anything that bounce out, we can either just try and destroy the door to get you in, or if there's a lock on the door, we can just unlock it like an interior lock.
Okay, I have counterspell, but I know you do too.
I have counterspell, so hopefully if there are any traps, I can counterspell them as they activate. I can try that.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, well, since I have the ability to follow you in no matter what, you two go in first.
Okay. I will grab Raya's hand and dimension door into the room.
All right. You focus on the space that you know must exist on the other side of the door. The kind of vision that you've also been described by scrying on the master as well. You gather the necessary arcane energy and just propel yourself forward towards your goal. You feel yourself passing through the door as you kind of land half kneeling onto the, again, plush red carpet on the other side. Immediately, you see the lanterns in the office kind of bloom. They were dim at first, and they start up again.
Mm-hmm.
And as you stand there, we're going to end today's session for now.
Fair.
Dun dun dun!
That's fun.